So, today I'm doing the color wheel and I'm going to talk a little bit about the choices of colors I made and how I plan to use them. But first, I like to make a disclaimer. I'm not any kind of master. I never went to any art school of any kind. I actually learned how to paint by YouTube. So I have no ambition to teach anybody anything. My purpose with my videos is more like studying with you guys and revising what I learned. That's why I always ask for feedback in everything I do, because I'm here as a student. I've been part of this community of YouTube watching videos for the last 6 years. I've been painting myself for the last 3, and it was never any doubt in my mind that one day I would be doing videos myself. It's just part of the way I learn how to art. So if I'm doing anything wrong or saying anything that makes no sense, please correct me. I'm here as a student. Now about the colors. Let's start with why I chose these colors. They are the standard primary colors, basically. And I chose them, and they are not necessary for you to choose if you have any interest in doing this palette also. You don't need to exactly choose the 3 standard primary colors like I did. I chose them because they are bright. They are known to do the most purest colors, or at least that's what they say. And for what I've been using of this palette, it's what they do really. But if you already know the style of painting, how much saturation you like your colors to be, you choose the yellow, red and blue that are equivalent to them. If you like less saturated colors, you can choose more pale colors to use, or any of kind of red, blue, any yellow you prefer. It's not a rule. One thing I like a lot about art is that there are rules, you should know the rules, but you don't need necessarily to follow them. So let's start. I choose my yellow to be Hanza yellow, like I said. It's because it's beautiful, simply because of that. And really, for me, yellow is the most important color in my palette. I know that a lot of people and in a lot of videos I watched through the years always said it was blue. The blue was the most important color, but for me, sincerely, it never was. My base color is almost always yellow. And it's something that I always did, but I did not have the conscious choice I have right now that I learned from reading in the book Color and Light from James Gunley. He says in one part that if you make something goes warm in the distance and not blue or cold as naturally is, you make your paint look unnatural, and it's something good for me, at least because I do fantasy. The more natural something looks in my painting, the better it is to me. And about the blues. Sincerely, blue is a beautiful color, but in my conscience, it's just something to achieve better greens. Green is my favorite color. And how I choose the blues is more based off how good the greens this blue makes can be. I know a lot of people will be very angry for me saying that. Phthalo blue-green shade is known to doing a much larger and more variety of different greens. About the Quin rose, it was because of the purples. I'm very picky at my purples. I've been very unfortunate with my purples also. I never could get a very good purples and I always had to mix it. So when I was choosing my magenta, I was thinking I'm going to choose a color that will make amazing purples. And like the magenta is a lot more pink, it does a lot more bright purples, and I did very much like the ones that turned out in this palette. About the secondary mixes, the green are very much like this. It turned out the middle green between the blue and the yellow turned in some kind of viridian. And it's not some color that very much used by itself, but it's great for doing other mixes. But you cannot ask me about greens. I love greens, and I love to use it as much as I can in every paint I do. Sometimes I even challenge myself to paint without any green. And a lot of my paints are forest, so it's just an excuse. I use green a lot. Like I said before, the purple was really important to me, and I'm really not disappointed with this color it turned out. When I was mixing it, I told you I was not getting it right. The phthalo blue was really potent, and getting it really blue, it was difficult to get this shade. But when I achieved it, I like it a lot. I'm going to use it a lot for my desert. Yeah, it is strange, but in every desert painting I do, the most important for me is that it's going to have some purple and not any sand color, any orange. It's really strange, I know, but it's my preference. And about the orange, well, like there is a saying on the internet, some people say that this primary combination does not do very bright orange at all. To be true to you, I don't care. Most of the time I use the orange is to do earth columns. So if it's a little pale, I think it will read better than if it was too bright. But sincerely speaking, I did not find it pale at all. And my desert colors will look good. Like I said before, and to look really strange, there is orange in my deserts. But when I'm painting it, I'm more focused on how the purple will look against the orange more than anything. Now the tertiary colors. The yellow green, it looks so pretty. To say it right, I want it more yellow than it is. But again, with the thing about the phthalo blue being too potent, it didn't get the way I wanted. I've been complaining about it a lot. I'm not sad about the color it's turned out or about the color of the phthalo blue at all. I like it a lot and I like it to be potent. It's just that I was not used to it and I'm feeling the difference. The blue green, this is my favorite shade of green, the forest green. It's so beautiful, it's so interesting, we can do so much with it, or at least I do. I love the tone that ends up here, and I'm making plans of using it a lot. I would love it to be granulating, because this color granulated would look amazing. But like I said, right now I'm staying a little bit away from granulation, so I'm happy with how it is right now. This shade of blue is a shade I like a lot. It's almost ultramarine, and ultramarine is a blue I use a lot, by itself even. About the violet, or red purple, or whatever, I'm calling it violet. It turned out very bright, it was what I'm looking for, and I'm going to do very much beautiful flowers with it in the future. This color is red to me. I don't know any other way I will call it. It's red, bloody red, Christmas red. It looks pretty and fascinating and fiery, man, fire. I have to learn how to paint fire. I don't know how. I'm going to learn and I'm going to use this red to do that. So stay tuned. And lastly, one of the most important colors also, my warm yellow. It's not my orange yellow or any kind of other name. I did a warm yellow. Like I said, yellow is very much important to me. I was not going to choose a kind of light orange to be part of my palette that I knew that I would use a lot more if it was just a little bit more yellow than the standard one. That was what I wanted. Maybe it will not have the complement color exactly the way it should be, but I can sacrifice the standard color to have the one I know I'm really going to use. So that's it, guys. That's all my color wheel and how I think about the color I chose. Some people may think it's really strange that I have only 2 neutrals in this palette and not a bunch more like a lot of people have. But for the time I've been painting, it became natural to me just to mix my neutrals myself, using opposite colors or doing mud. I do it a lot. And I think it's something that will not change for me. So thank you for watching the video. Like it and subscribe and press that bell button and stay tuned for more. Next time I'm doing charts.